What is up? Truth and transparency. Why not go live? Double dog dare ya. Look at this. This is crazy. Let's see. Okay. Back in 2021, December of 2021, I received a demand letter. Okay. It seems like you've engaged in steadily escalating levels of harassment towards my client. For example, in videos and comments on your and third-party channels, you've made comments which portray my client in a false and negative light and weaponize her known mental illness against her. In April of 2021, in a comment to my client on your channel, you stated as follows, in quotes, "Like I said, you came over here sniffing my panties," end quote. What? Ooh. After saying in a video that using the word panties in sexual terms towards my client triggers flashbacks from her childhood. What? Shit. Oh my God. Triggers flashbacks. You began overtly using the word panties to trigger her. In videos on your channel, you search for songs with the word panties in their lyrics and said, in quotes, "Let me fill you up." It's hilarious. Get the fuck out of here. "Let me fill you up," and asked her for her address and birth date so you could send her a vibrator. Dude, I forgot about this. So you could send her a vibrator. In August of 2021, you falsely claimed in 2 or 3 videos that you and her were engaged to be married and promoted a fake bachelorette weekend in Florida, for which you collected funds with Cash App. This is insane. The fuck? In other videos, you've spoken my client's full name, which is not published anywhere online. You mischaracterized her relationship with her and falsely claimed that she murdered her jobs. I don't even what. Your complaint falsely accuses my client of defaming you and conspiring to set up a sex panel scandal wherein you were accused by several women of sexual harassment. My client has repeatedly asked you to stop harassing and defaming her and referring to her as your sexual property. Dude. Oh, God. Now, with that being said, your actions have caused my client emotional distress and had a negative impact on her personal and professional relationships. She has suffered from, stress and anxiety as a result of your unreasonable activities. In fact, she is quite concerned when she researches her name on the internet. When she researches her name on the internet and views more false and disparaging or defamatory comments. Please be advised that your illegal conduct is actionable and such to sever consequence. And subject to severe consequences as outlined herein below. Oh, this is real. Defamation. Your comments were false and defamatory, unprivileged, and had a natural tendency to injure my client's reputation in the community. What? In addition, the record is devoid of any evidence that would prove the truth of your statements. Therefore, as discussed in more detail below, my client demands that you immediately cease and desist from disseminating false, disparaging, or defamatory statements about her. Is that right? Is that right? Where's the good shit? Oh my God. Oh, shit. Okay. Your extreme and outrageous conduct has intentionally or recklessly caused severe emotional distress towards my client. In fact, based on the false and disparaging information you shared with third parties, it is clear that you intended to cause severe emotional disturbance or acted with the knowledge that severe emotional disturbance was substantially certain to result. Therefore, it is arguably that you are liable for intentional infliction of emotional distress. For what? At this time, my client hereby demands the following in order to resolve this matter without judicial intervention. Number one, immediately cease and desist from making this. This is from 2021. Let's just make sure that we get that. Immediately cease and desist from making any additional disparaging, harassing, or defamatory comments about my client and from posting any information regarding my client on any website, blog, or forum. Please be advised that we are actively monitoring the internet for posts, comments, or information. This is what happens when you have money to sue people who step over the line. Who? Do not contact my client or family members by any method for any reason in the future. Moreover, any and all future communications with my client should be made through this law firm. What a bunch of fucking bullshit. Do not use any fucking kind of fake username or internet account, you hear me? Sock accounts to violate my client's rights. What? Immediately dismiss this legal action against my client that is entitled Oriani versus Fox with prejudice. I ain't doing none of that. My client would like to resolve this matter expeditiously and without further complications. Well, can you guys believe I literally got a demand letter regarding in April of 2021? I said on a live broadcast, in quotes, like I said, you came over here sniffing my panties, end quote, after saying in a video that using the word panties in sexual terms towards my client triggers her flashback from her childhood experiences. You began overtly using the words panties to trigger her in videos on your channel. You search for songs with the word panties in their lyrics. Did I? Let me look. Let me see if I did this. Panties in the lyrics. Panties. Panties. I highly doubt that. I don't think I'm paying. Yeah, I probably was playing stuff like that. Oh my God. After you would play these songs in your videos, you search for, you said, let me fill you up and ask for her address. And ask for her address to send her a vibrator. You guys, this is I won. I won the case. If anybody cares, I won. I won the case. Let me tell you what happened. You guys, seriously, this is real life. This happened in 2021. I about fucking peed my pants on a live broadcast when I saw this and said, "This is real. This can't be real." Oh, fuck. And then so this is Candace stuff, and it made me think of this wild shit. And I was like, "Oh my god, how about that time that I said I was having a fake engagement party because I was going to marry some psycho crazy stalker on YouTube. And if you guys wanted to see me at my bachelorette weekend, you can come to Florida." And then I put my Cash App out. And she said I was collecting funds for a fake bachelorette weekend because I was advertising that I was engaged to her. I said, wow, this bitch cray. Like it's a joke. Oh yeah. So when this occurred, when this came out and I read this, I was like, oh my god. I was like, this is bringing me like flashbacks to where the fuck is this? I want to read this ruling. Oh my god, I can't believe Lana is live this late. I never sleep. Yes. So let me I couldn't even believe this. In August of 2021, you said, let me fill you up. In August of 2021, you falsely claimed in 2 to 3 videos that you and her were engaged to be married and promoted a bachelorette weekend in Florida for you to collect funds with Cash App. What a sick bitch. You then said that she doesn't have any jobs because she murders her jobs. I don't believe I said that. I don't think those are like words I would say. But sure. This all stemmed because I sued her. This all stemmed because I sued that bitch. Let's see where it's at. Yes, here it is. I sued her in 2021. I'm just bored, I guess. Okay. Let me see this ruling. This ruling's crazy. Sorry. Okay, here we go. We're going to play that. Lana home from the flats. The flats in Cleveland. Ah. All right, this psycho. So this was the ruling. I don't even know who these people are. Fuck. Okay. Plaintiff requests for court judgment against defendant Lana. The court cannot grant plaintiff's request for court judgment against Lana for 5 reasons. Number 1, bitch. Plaintiff seeks damages beyond the amount demanded in the complaint. A default judgment greater than the amount specifically demanded in the complaint is void as beyond the court's jurisdiction. Where no amount of damages is demanded, any amount awarded is by definition greater than the amount demanded. What a fucking fool. Plaintiff's complaint does not demand any specific amount of damages. It prays only for various categories of damages, according to proof. Any default judgment for damages would be void. Second reason we cannot do this, ma'am, is the plaintiff fails to prove the specific damages she seeks. Even when the allegations of a complaint do support the judgment of plaintiff seeks, he is not automatically entitled to entry of that judgment by the court simply because the defendant defaulted. Instead, it is incumbent upon the plaintiff to prove up his damages with actual evidence. You guys, this is true. This chick really sued you? Yes. Back in 2021. She sued me for saying, like I said, you, in quotes, like I said, you came over here sniffing my panties. And then because I said the word panties, and then because I said, I'm going to play every song that I can find with the word panties in the lyrics. And I said, let me fill you up. Fool. Third reason, plaintiff's only evidence of the amount of her specific damages is her declaration, which merely states, I have sustained special damages in the amount of $15,000 as a direct result of defendant's violations. Fox Declaration 13. Plaintiff does not explain the nature of her special damages because she's a special freak, and fails to prove she suffered $15,000 in special damages. Anyway, what was it, $5,000 when I said, let me fill you up, ho? I said, that's what I said. I said, hold my beer. Let me fill you up. I think that was it. I said, let me fill you up. Something like that. Third, plaintiff seeks excessive attorney fees. Plaintiff fails to establish any basis for collecting attorney fees in the first place. A plaintiff can only recover attorney fees as costs when authorized by contract, statute, or law. Oh my God, that's right. She wanted like $20,000 in attorney fees. Even if plaintiff can recover attorney fees, she cannot recover $20,000 for them. Attorney fees for a default judgment are generally limited to a specified schedule based on the amount of damages. Duh. A plaintiff may recover a fee greater than listed in the default schedule because of extraordinary services. Plaintiff fails to show extraordinary services justifying a fee greater than the schedule. Fourth, plaintiff seeks default judgment against only one of several defendants and did not dismiss fictitious defendants does 1 through 20. Oh my God, that's right. I totally forgot. She put me in it was me and a couple other people, and then she listed Jane and John Doe's 1 through 20. And I'm like, who the fuck are these Jane and John Doe's? She fucking said that I had all these fake accounts. And I'm like, bitch, that is you. It's you. Sounds like a slap suit if she counters you. She's absolutely out of her rocker. This was back in 2021. And I just came right to the internet and I was like, you guys gotta hear this. This is some wild shit. So she filed, yeah, that's right. I totally forgot about that. She did not dismiss the fictitious defendants does 1 through 20. An application for default judgment requires a dismissal of all parties against whom judgment is not sought, or an application for separate judgment against specified. Do you guys know how much money she paid to do this? I'm not even kidding. She spent cheddar to do this back in the day. Plaintiff did not dismiss the does 1 through 20 or defendants, and then she lists these people. She fails to show grounds for a separate judgment against Oriani. A court cannot enter default judgment against only some defendants when they are jointly liable with the answering defendant who may later prevail under a defense applicable to all defendants. Plaintiff alleges all 6 causes of action against all defendants. Under each cause of action, the complainant refers to quote-unquote defendants collectively and does not name any of them individually. Plaintiff has not filed proof of service of summons on defendants 2 people. They may yet appear and present a defense that would apply equally to Oriani. Finally, plaintiff seeks to recover costs that are not allowed. Investigation expenses in preparing the case for trial are not allowed as costs. Plaintiff seeks $1,250 for court e-filing investigation. Oh my God. Oh my God. Plaintiff can recover electronic filing costs, but she exaggerates this cost with, oh my God, cost without expression name. Postage, telephone, and photocopying charges are not allowable costs, dumbass. Plaintiff seeks $650 for office supplies. Plaintiff cannot recover $1,250 for court e-filing investigation. $650 for office supplies and postage. Oh, hell, has she lost her mind? Plaintiff's request for court judgment against defendant Lana Oriani is denied, period. What? Crazy. All right, welcome. I mean, I wish I had a joint or a beer right now, says Holly. Welcome, Holly. Okay, anyways, now let's get into it. So the reason that I even wanted to cover this case is because, and talk about this, is because it reminded me of when I got sent some panties in the mail. Panties. If you're just joining me, seriously, it can't make this up. Back in 2021, this woman said, and she put it in her complaint, and she said that I mean, I can't even believe that this was actually in print. She said that in April of 2021, in the comment section of the video, I said, in quotes, like I said, you came over here sniffing my panties. After saying it in a video that using the word panties and sexual words, panties trigger her. In videos on your channel, you then search for songs with the word panties in their lyrics. And you said, in quotes, let me fill you up. End quote. And asked her for her address and birth date so you could send her a vibrator. Oh, shit. Let me fill you up and what's your birth date, ho? I'll send you a vibrator. In August of 2021, you falsely claimed in 2 or 3 videos that you and her were engaged to be married and promoted a bachelorette weekend in Florida, for which you collected funds with Cash App. In other videos, you've spoken my client's full name, which is not published anywhere online. You mischaracterized her relationship with her murdering her job. Jesus Christ, please tell me it's not true. Oh, that was true. That's what happened back in the day. Okay, let's check this out. So Candace is getting sued. In March of 2024, Candace told the world that she would stake her entire professional reputation on the fact that Bridget is in fact a man. Can you guys believe this? Since then, Owens has used this false statement to promote her independent platform, gain notoriety, and make money. Now, you cannot just go around calling people men when they are not men, okay? But let's take a look at something. I had no idea this was going on, until I printed this all off. I read the whole thing already. But more importantly, I started reading, it gets to different, it has exhibits and shit, pictures, and I'm like, wait, what? So,
this sort of content underwent a very aggressive DDoS attack from France. Just last week, by the way, the media tried to paint me adjacent to a school shooter. I'm not kidding. Almost this last-ditch pathetic DDoS attack on my character sent around the world. And of course, there is the legal threat that arrived to me from Elysee Palace. And I guess my question is, what is everybody so afraid of? It certainly cannot be a lie that has warranted this type of panic. Welcome at long last to an incredible series that we've put together for you right here on Candace. Between Paris and Washington. I'm sorry, what? What could he have stumbled upon about Emmanuel Macron's sex life that would have caused a transatlantic panic? Here's a Rolling Stone headline to the same effect. It reads, Trump bragged that he had, quote unquote, intelligence on Macron's sex life. The FBI seized a document with info on the French president during the Mar-a-Lago raid that has officials in both countries hunting for answers. Oh, okay. Why would you be stressed as a president? What were your tastes? And here's an excerpt from that Rolling Stone article, because this really is incredible. Most people don't remember this, okay? It reads, then, of course, the mere revelation of its existence triggered a transatlantic freakout, according to two other sources familiar with the situation and Trump's prior talk about the Macron's allegedly naughty ways that, quote, not very many people know, only intensified those concerns. Both French and U.S. officials worked to figure out precisely what Trump had on Macron and France's government, and if any of it was sensitive in nature, the sources said. The officials in both nations wanted to know if this discovery signified some kind of a national security breach, or if it amounted to a frivolous but stolen keepsake. Oh, okay. You wouldn't be freaking out unless there was something to be freaking out about, and that Trump actually had some intelligence that could ruin things. Now I can remind you guys of the infamous of that hand-picked carpet. She really wanted to get involved, and that piece was known as Black Sun, okay? Regarding Claude Levesque, people started...
Okay, we're going to go back over here. Okay. A keepsake. Okay, so come back over here. Those of you guys that can't sleep, come back over here. Okay. Okay. So since then, Owens has used this false statement to promote her independent platform, gain notoriety, make money. Owens disregarded all credible evidence disproving her claim in favor of platforming known conspiracy theorists and proven defamers. And rather than engage with President and Mrs. Macron's attempts to set the record straight, Owens mocked them and used them as additional fodder for her frenzied fan base. Owens didn't stop there, damn it. Retaliating against the Macrons were from the audacity of sending her a retraction demand. Owens then did an 8-part podcast series said Becoming Bridget. Becoming Lynn. Becoming Lynn. She does it for the dollars. Probably. I think she said she might do a season 2. Fuck out, man. She's absolutely going to lose this case, somebody says. Honestly, I just can't believe that. I don't understand what, like, this wouldn't be what I would talk about, but and that photo of the family, yeah, we're gonna get. I'm just, when I was reading this, I was like, this is fucking wild. Like, this is just, whoa, wow, damn. Wow. So, throughout the series, Owens and her entities, so like it goes through all this, how they're gonna sue, and she's got the LLC and blah blah blah. So let's see. But she's repeated and published a series of verifiably false and devastating lies on which this complaint is based. These outlandish, defamatory, and far-fetched fictions included that Miss Macron was born a man. Finkel, Einhorn, Finkel's Einhorn's a man. Finkel, Einhorn. That's what I think about when I think about that. I think about Ace Ventura. Pet. Dick detective. Yeah. So anyways, guess what though? That just stole another person's identity and transitioned to become Bridget. It's Bridget. Miss Macron and President Macron are blood relatives committing incest. They're just committing incest. I cannot believe that lawyers are making money over this. Damn. Wow. President was chosen to be the president of France as part of the CIA operative MK Ultra program or a similar mind control program. And Miss Macron and President Macron are committing forgery, fraud, and abuses of power to conceal their secrets. These claims are demonstrably false, and Owens knew they were false when she published them. Yet she published them anyways. And the reason is clear. It is not the pursuit of truth, but the pursuit of fame. After being fired from the Daily Wire, Owens used these demonstrably false claims to promote her independent podcast, Candace. Owens' fan base has grown to 6.9 million followers on X and 4.47 million subscribers on YouTube. Damn, she's got that many. All right, come on over here, little Candace fans. Let's talk about it. Are you guys subscribed to Candace? And everybody was like, you got to get Candace to talk about the Idaho 4 case. And I'm like, I think Candace is in some shit. Candace got her hands full. The most popular podcasts in the world have discussed her investigation into the Macron's history. She launched a revamped website, CandaceOwens.com, fueled by her desire to make these specific false claims about Macron's without adhering to content moderation policies. This is a new thing, just so you know. This is where has she gotten demonetized? That's a new thing. It's like newer. This is nothing new though for Owens. It means you can't. It's like a way for you not to be able to bully online. She was suspended for a while. Candace did this series based on a book and had the author on her show. Yeah, I was going to say her two sources are two people from like the past that have already done this, right? She is being sued. She's being sued. Yes, she's being sued. I just can't believe that these lawyers are over here like, wow. You know what I mean? She has built a brand. A brand. Owens labels herself as an independent investigative journalist. Hey. Routinely peddling misinformation under the guise of legitimate reporting. She has promoted a range of conspiracy theorists, including anti-vaccine falsehoods, long debunked what is this? Tropes such as blood libel and the Holocaust distortion, going so far as to dismiss the atrocities. What is this? Her content is not intended to inform, but to inflame and attract attention through sensationalism and conspiracy theories. Owens published the series and related ex-posts with reckless disregard for the truth. Owens was repeatedly presented with credible, verifiable evidence disproving her claims. Did they just drop trowel? Including documentation, public records, and direct outreach from the Macrons. Instead of correcting the record, she doubled down. At the time, Miss Macron had won French defamation claims against others who pushed these same baseless theories, underscoring both their falsity and defamatory sting. Owens knew this, yet Owens, fully aware of the truth, has not only declined to retract her statements, but has actively expanded them. These lies have caused tremendous damage. Defendants have subjected the Macrons to a campaign of global humiliation, turning their lives into fodder for profit-driven lies. Owens has dissected their appearance, their marriage, their friends, their family, and their personal history, twisting it all into a grotesque narrative designed to inflame and degrade. The result is relentless bullying on a worldwide scale. Every time the Macrons leave their home, they do so knowing that countless people have heard and many believe these vile fabrications. It is invasive, dehumanizing, and deeply unjust. Faced with this relentless and unjust smear campaign, the Macrons are left with no choice but to seek relief through this court to set the record straight, prevent further harm, and hold defendants accountable for their conduct. Plaintiff Bridget is a French citizen, the spouse of the current president of France, and a woman, period. Dude, look at how you with it. And a woman, period. And a woman, period. Bridget seduced him when she was 14. I know, right? They talk about that in here, though. They talk about how it wasn't like that. It wasn't like that at all. He who. She was born on April 13th, guys, 1953. She is the youngest of 6 children. She gave birth to 3 children, you guys, from her first marriage. Miss Macron is a former teacher. In 2007, she married. Look at that. Defendant Candace Owens is a citizen of the United States and resides, Tennessee. She's a self-described conservative. Host podcast called Candace. Yep. Let's get to defendants. Oh, yeah. Limited line. I'm going to organize. So it's organized under the laws of the state of Delaware with its headquarters in Nashville. So they filed this in Delaware. Because I was wondering why this is filed in Delaware. That's why I highlighted that. She disseminated her false and defamatory statements through Candace Owens LLC. Candace Owens LLC is a pass-through entity named after Owens, which is solely controlled and managed by her. It is the legal entity through which Owens operates and manages her social media accounts. So that's why it's like Defendant George Tom Inc. is a registered for-profit corporation organized under the laws of the state of Delaware. So they're going after like every part of it. And then so it was like, you have to understand who all these people are. And so this is a non-party. And this is, I think, who they're saying that she is this Jean Michael is the older brother, and he still lives there today. Like, he's still alive. And then this Xavier dude is an investigative journalist and the editor of Xavier, whatever he produced. He put that book out about this whole thing. And it was a confidential newsletter that published false and defamatory claims regarding the plaintiffs, similar to those stated by defendants. And it's because Owens claims the writings by Xavier inspired her false and defamatory claims, and that's her primary source. And then Ray is an investigative journalist who has also spread the same false and defamatory claims. As a result, Ms. Macron prosecuted a libel case in France against them. Ray is a key source for Owens and Xavier. Broussard. Dude, this next person is a spiritual medium. I'm like, what? Who interviewed Ray in 2021 for a since deleted YouTube video in 2021 in a 4-hour interview. Roy and Ray broadcasted false and defamatory claims regarding them, which prompted their libel claim in France. Roy is leading source for Owens and Broussard. They have jurisdictions. I don't care about that. They have that. Okay. Factual allegations. So he was born in 1977. From an early age, he demonstrated intellectual curiosity and emotional sensitivity, nurtured in a large part by his close bond with his maternal grandmother. Okay, so President Macron attended. Great. Okay, here. He attended this Jesuit high school where he first met Bridget. She was a French and drama teacher. At the time, Miss Macron was an accomplished educator and mother of 3. Their early interactions were centered around academics, mentorship, and a shared passion for literature and theater. On April 13th, 1953 is when she was born, so you can see the difference in the age. Right. He's born in 77, she's born in 53. And she's a woman, man. An image of her birth announcement and family photo featuring is seen below. This is... Miss Macron married her first husband in 1974 when she was 21. They had 3 children. A photo from, this is her first wedding below. They're like, this is her. What do you guys think? How does the crowd feel? Are they feeling like she's... I think she's a female. What do you guys think? You think she's a man? My wife better looking though, and is actually a woman. What do you guys? I'm curious. What do you guys think? I think she's female also. Female. Kylie says, man 100. I don't care, female or not. What difference does it make? That's what I say. You know how much money is being wasted right here? God, is it half? Is it like halfies? Mr. and Mr. It's a man. I think she's a female. I mean, do you think she was like, hey, Candace, you want to see the goods? When I heard about this scandal, I had to research all the people, and I found pictures of her pregnant, and her daughter just looks just like her. Yeah. Female, but yes, I think none of her business. Yeah, right. I just can't believe this is like, wow. Isn't All it has to do is show the goods. Man, this is hilarious. You've been following it? There you go. I'm over here just like, hey Candace. Let me pop the top. Let me show you what I'm working with. Okay. So she began her career teaching in Paris. Blah, 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 blah. There she taught. So this is where she meets homeboy. Here we go. Through the school's theater program, President Macron and his, form a deeper intellectual connection. During a school production, President Macron played the lead role under her direction. He later undertook an ambitious rewriting of another play, The Art of Comedy, to create roles for more students. Ms. Macron agreed to guide him, and the two began meeting regularly to collaborate on these projects. At all times, the teacher-student relationship between Mrs. Macron and President Macron remained within the bounds of the law, guys. Come on now. But when President, Macron's parents became aware of his strong feelings for his teacher, they decided to transfer him. Mrs. Macron encouraged him to leave and was confident he would fall in love with a peer. Yet, before his departure, he told her, "Whatever you do, I will marry you." President Macron completed his studies and went on to earn a degree in philosophy from Paris, and followed by a master's degree. He then attended the prestigious over the years, they kept in touch and their love deepened. In 2006, she got divorced from her first husband, and then in 2007, they got married. She married him. Their relationship has remained strong and supportive, marked by a deep intellectual partnership. In 2008, President Macron joined his investment banker, where he achieved notable success. His public service career resumed. Okay, great. Okay, she went campaigning on, doing whatever. Okay, so following the first round of elections in April of 2017, President Macron publicly credited Mrs. Macron for his success, saying, "Without her, I wouldn't be me." He went on to win the presidency in May. So she is a strong, independent woman who has consistently forged her own path. Throughout her life, she has refused to be confined by societal expectations or limited by traditional roles. Yeah. Strap it on, girl. I mean, chop it off. I don't know. I think she's a female. I think that she's straight female. Far from merely supporting her husband from the sidelines, she is not a sideline chick. Okay. Yeah, her life and her work and money. She's like, great, awesome. Okay, so now what do we got? Okay, Bridget is the target of vicious conspiracy crafted by those threatened by her influence. So this chick March 2021. Yeah, I feel that year. Ray, who described herself as an independent journalist, published on her now deleted Facebook profile false and defamatory claims alleging that she's a transgendered woman identity theft. What? These baseless allegations initially failed to attract significant public attention, but that changed when Ray began working with Xavier Passard. In May of 2021, Passard began publishing a multi-issue series entitled "The Mystery of Bridget Macron." That series recycled and expanded on numerous falsehoods, including the defamatory regarding that allegedly biological sex allegations, later amplified and expanded. In September of 2021, Ray collaborated with Passard to co-author a fringe magazine reportedly influenced within far-right circles in France. This was founded. It was founded in 1996. On December 10th, 2021, Ray appeared on the YouTube channel of Roy, who's a self-described spiritual medium. Roy conducted a 4-hour interview with Ray, during which Ray reiterated the defamatory claims that Miss Macron was in fact born as a male named Jean Michael, which is the actual name of her brother. Look at this, is me reading this. I'm like, wow, isn't this easily provable? This is me like, isn't this just easily provable false? Like, come on, where's the brother? Like, where's the bro? Where's the bro? They got Trump to call Candace to stop talking about it. She a dude, Lana. She a dude. She a dude, Lana. Just accept it. She the brother. She is the bro. She's the bro. So there is no girl, but the girl's in the photo, right? It's vague about the early years. I mean, but this is totally like is nowhere. He is married. Bro turn ho, yeah. The brother is nowhere. Agreed, dude, all the way. Wow, really? I'm just loving everybody's like thoughts on this. Like, I'm over here just like, who fucking cares? Like, guy, girl, eat your dick, chop it off. I don't fucking know. Like, wow, I can't believe though that this is like. She does look like E.T. I agree. I'm in for E.T. versus man or woman. I just have straight E.T. They also claimed that her first husband never existed and that she did not carry her 3 children. The video quickly went viral. More than 450,000 views before it was removed by YouTube. I was like, why? Why would it get removed? Like, in December of 2021, the hashtag it began trending on X, formerly Twitter, with users pointing to the fact that there are few public photos of Mrs. Macron from her youth and that she often hides her neck. Oh my God, like Vanessa Walsh. Fucking no neck, bitch. Miss Macron from her youth and that she often hides her neck as proof she is transgender. Oh my God. I'm sorry, but that's crazy. I'm sorry. Shit. Big manly hands. Lots of scarves. Let's see. So in September of 2020, I'm sorry. From that point forward, the false narrative, you guys, was just amplified by prominent far-right influencers. Influencers is plural. So I'm like, in France, I said, who? Show the damage, man. Come on. Who? That's not going to be good enough. That's just me being like me. I'm like, yeah, no, you're going to like, who are these people? You're saying fluent, like you might as well, you got to show that damage. In September 2024, a French court held that Ray and Roy defamed Mrs. Macron for spreading false rumors that Mrs. Macron was born Jean Michael and later stole the identity of Bridget. The defamation suit confirmed that Ray's and Roy's claims that all documents related to Mrs. Macron's birth, marriage, divorce, and childbearing were forged to conceal her actual sex were false. Jean Michael participated in the trial. They're saying the brother participated in the trial. Ray and Roy were fined, I don't know, ordered to pay whatever to her brother in civil damages. After multiple victories against Roy and Ray at home in France, the Macrons thought these false claims had been put to bed. But as discussed below, Owens turns this flame into a fire, motherfuckers. Okay? Owens is a far right conspiracy theorist who thrives on making outrageous claims, prioritizing shock value and follower growth over truth or responsible disclosure or discourse, rather. Owens did not always extreme high right wings. She was born in White Plains, New York. Was raised, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Gives a fuck. Okay. She actually attended the University of Rhode Island before leaving due to financial issues. Who doesn't? So all of that, I learned all about it. But here, so in 2015, she left the financial sector to start a marketing agency called Degree 180. Degree 180's website featured a blog that gained notoriety for publishing progressive, anti-conservative, and anti-Trump content, the exact opposite of her current views. That all changed in 2016 when Owens launched socialautopsy.com, a website that aimed to expose individuals responsible for online harassment by publishing their identities. Fucking A. She goes hard. She goes hard. I bet you she does. Oh, but she looked very beautiful. They had an awkward moment, but stayed cordial. I don't understand. Candace is allegedly pregnant. She already had her baby. Candace already. She a dude, been a dude. You guys crank me up. Okay. I would think this would be fun to work for. Individuals responsible for online harassment by publishing their identities. That'd be fun. The project was widely condemned across the political spectrum, with both conservative and progressive voices expressing concern over privacy and potential misuse. In retaliation, critics shared Owens' personal information online. Owens attributed the widespread criticism and retaliation efforts to two progressives who had attended or who had attempted to convince Owens to abandon the project while Owens was being criticized by those who purportedly shared her beliefs. She received support from prominent figures associated with the far right. Owens publicly said that this was the catalyst for her shift, remarking in quotes, "I became a conservative overnight, motherfucker, back up." In late 2016, she began expressing support for Donald Trump's presidential run. I'm going to get that. By 2017, guys, Owens had completely flipped political sides, aggressively ramping up her online criticism of liberal ideology and policies through her YouTube channel. She further amplified her voice and newfound point of view. Okay. That same year, she launched the Candace Owens Show. During her speech, Owens criticized President Macron for calling him a weak leader. You are weak. You are weak. Okay, let's get to some good shit. Over the years, Owens' network has included prominent conservative figures known for extreme or conspiratorial rhetoric, such as great Alex Jones. Kanye, motherfucker. Kanye West. During Paris Fashion Week in the fall of 2022, Owens appeared with West wearing controversial White Lives Matter t-shirts. A slogan. West posted a photo of him and Owens wearing the shirts with the caption, "Everybody knows that Black Lives Matter was a scam. Now it's over. You're welcome." Oh, shit. Around this time, West announced plans to buy Parlor Farmers Company. The deal collapsed shortly after Adidas ended its contract with West for making, I remember that. Okay, so in 2021, Owens joins the Daily Wire, where she hosted her talk show, Candace Owens, until her departure in 2024. Owens left the Daily Wire in March of 2024. I want to know how many followers she had with any of her channels in March of 2024 compared to like where it got now. Like how much did she gain when she went like by herself? Following public clashes with co-founder Ben Shapiro over her increasingly the wake of October 7th. Yes, all that. I remember all that. Okay. See, I don't really get into politics, so okay, so people drink the blood of Christian children. Following her departure from the Daily Wire, Owens did not slow down. In fact, she seized the opportunity to become even more extreme. In June of 2024, she independently relaunched her talk show under the name Candace on YouTube. In September, she posted an interview with Kanye West, during which both claimed that Jewish people control the media. YouTube removed the video and suspended and demonetized her channel for violating hate speech policies. Despite this, Owens persisted in promoting conspiracy theories, including calling Nazi experimentation on Jewish people during the Holocaust bizarre propaganda. What? These actions led the Australian government to deny her a visit in 2025, citing a risk that her presence could incite discord, and concluding that Australia's national interest is best served when Candace Owens is somewhere the fuck else. Out. You gone. Despite all of this shit, you know? Despite all of this shit, Owen's audience has continued to grow. You know, so that's what I have a question about. How is she continuing to grow when it's all crazy? You know? I mean, how do you guys think? What if she started talking about the Brian Kohlberger case? What do you guys think? People would be like, yeah, whatever Candace says. You know? I've been summoned for jury duty. Hopefully it's for Candace's case. That's not true. She never denied the Holocaust, not once, not a minimizer either. I mean, yeah, this is just the complaint. So they're going to write whatever the fuck they want to write in it. You know what I mean? She was looking into Kohlberger. She probably got busy with this. As of July of 2025, Owens has over 4.47 million subscribers on YouTube, and her videos have garnered millions of views. She has 6.9 followers on X. This is the stuff they look at. So Owens was the first to bring this theory to the United States media and to global audiences. And that happened in March of 2024. She titled it "Insane. This is the biggest political scandal in human history." Breaking news. The same day, defendants announced the video in an X post, repeating that it is the biggest scandal that has ever happened in politics in human history. 2 million people saw that. Owens claimed she learned about this theory from a 2021 debunking story published by Daily Mail. God, the Daily Mail is always getting their fucking hands in stupid shit. Owens falsely claimed the article was recent, despite it being published more than 3 years ago, likely to make it appear that she just happened upon the story rather than searching for salacious conspiracy to increase viewership. Shockingly, Owens claimed there was no debunking whatsoever. But that is false. The article included multiple photos of Mrs. Macron as a child and informed that separate journalists met both the brother and her late ex-husband. Owens omitted these facts. The next day, Owens followed up with another defamatory X post stating that, guys, guess what? Quote unquote, she would stake her entire professional reputation on the fact that Bridget is a fucking man. I would stake my reputation on the fact that Michael Van Leuven is a fucking lazy fucking cop. I would just say, who cares? Paul and Peter, the proof France's First Lady wasn't born a man. God, can you imagine if this goes to trial? There's just no way this is going to trial. Candace, this episode is blowing up. So I just wanted to say, after looking into this, I would stake my entire professional reputation on the fact that Bridget is in fact a man. Any journalist or publication that is trying to dismiss this plausibility is immediately identifiable as establishment. I have never seen anything like this in my life. The implications here are terrifying. I do not intend to let up on this story, and I am calling on other journalists to look into this explosive story and report accordingly. That's what 7.5 million people saw that post. I challenge you to research Mr. and Mrs. Macron and see what you find. It's undeniable, man. It's just, you will not be able to unsee it. And see, this is, Lana, as you say, do your own research all the time. And what I'm telling you, for me personally, I'm over here like, God, what a bunch, like, this is such a waste. Because who gives what do you get out of if you say that she's a man or you say that she's a woman? Like, what happens? What happens next? Where you versus like, hey, you can go and save somebody's life. If I'm gonna kill this fucking fly, I swear to God. I really don't know this story about. Oh, it's just nothing important. It's just, if it was untrue, she wouldn't be suing. She wouldn't be suing, she wouldn't care. God damn it. Come on. I dare you. Again. I know it runs deeper than that, but then why don't you just say that? That's like how I feel about it. Is this really truly about the whole anyways, I'm just here reporting on it. I'm just enjoying this is crazy. Like that this is even happening. Bridget was 47. He was 14. Lana, get it together. That's crazy. I don't want my husband to defend me on her. He did commit crimes. Corn says either she is a man or her past is much worse, which I don't think so because she wouldn't want anyone digging. Cheers. Son's guest at our lake condo. Next weekend, my minister and family stayed. I went the next weekend and found leopard print case in nightstand. Camera, nope. Sex toy, what? Lee. Oh, yeah. Yes, I'm enjoying this as well. Hell yeah. So, who tried to sue Lana? Sorry, y'all. Oh my God, at the beginning? For me saying panties and let me fill you up? Let me buy you a dildo? Get on your way? Some stalker. Some straight stalker, man. Okay. From the she lost. From the start, Owens could not keep her story straight. For example, on Owens March 21st, 2024 appearance on the national syndicated radio show, The Breakfast Club Radio, she said that the Macrons, in quote, tried to sell to the press a fake photo, which got debunked. It was actually Jean Michael's daughter. She has never repeated this claim because it is demonstrably false. After Owens was dismissed from the Daily Wire on March 22nd, 2024, I was like, damn, look at that. The outlet did the right thing and immediately removed Owens' March 11th and 13th episodes, but each remained available online on other platforms. Fired from the Daily Wire and faced with clear evidence debunking her claim, Owens continues to push this conspiracy now from her own podcast. So she was terminated. Did she really get terminated because of that? I think it was probably like just other things. Defendants launched Owens' independent podcast titled Candace on June 10th. Knowing her false claims about the Macrons had caught fire in March, Owens seized the moment, bitch. She's recycling them starting the very day she premiered Candace. Defendants took to X declaring Mrs. Macron was a man. Fueled by sensational claims, the show quickly gained attention, earning the second spot on Edison Research's list of top new podcasts for 2024. You know what? I think Truth and Transparency should be on that list. There she goes. There she is. Gosh. Lord. Let's see. There she is. Seriously? What the fuck? Seriously, what the fuck is he married to? What? A man. Oh my god. A man. Look at it's just like shares it and then just says a man. Oh shit. God. Why? Maybe I shouldn't cover this. This is gonna be ridiculous. On June 12th, 2024, she just was pushing more false claims. Owens doubled down the next day by republishing clips from the interview, repeating her false allegations on the June 13th episode of Candace. Recognizing that her false claims about the Macrons were drawing attention, significant attention, she just started escalating. On June 17, 2024, defendant released an episode titled So Is Bridget Macron a Man? To repeat this discredited allegations from Owen's March episodes that had since been deleted by the Daily Wire. Seeking to drive traffic to her new venture and expand her claims, Owens opened by warning that the Macrons were, quote unquote, going to come for her life, end quote. She then repeated the categorically false claim that the Macrons had deployed the Secret Service to intimidate and detain journalists to hide the truth of Mrs. Macron's transition and identity theft. Finally, she linked these allegations to a broader, equally baseless conspiracy theory that the world is being run by a gang of Satan. Oh my God. Masquerading. I'm going to show the smack video number 2, the one in the plane. If you don't believe, guys, watch the series, then make your opinion mind up. Oh, yeah. Oh, I get it. I'm so looking up all of this. Oh, you guys, yeah, this is going to be wild. She ain't no beach babe, bitch. Sometimes Americans need to look outside their own country. I agree with Candace, and I love the series. I just love. I want to hear people's opinions. You know, I don't ever talk about politics, and this is just all about politics. She was her brother, then transitioned. Now he's missing. I'll have to watch the replay. Oh, hi, Moon. I just couldn't sleep, and I was like, you know what? I want to fire up that Candace stuff I want to talk about, just because I was blown away that this is even. I would think this would draw more attention to it. You know what I mean? I wouldn't even. I just think this would draw more. You should do politics. It's important. Nah. Yeah, I love you guys too much to do that. Projecting Owen's claim the backgrounds were not behaving in one's way does, quote unquote, when you are telling the truth. She claimed there are no photos from the first 30 years of Mrs. Macron's life, but contradicted herself just moments later by admitting that photos of a young Mrs. Macron had been released. She just does not believe they are real. The clicks kept coming, so Candace kept going, seizing every opportunity to promote her salacious claims. Defendants released another episode. Sorry. I'm going to put Ashley Jennings, Man of the Year. You guys mentioned on July 1st, 2024, Owens repeated her false claims in an episode encouraging viewers to reject scientific findings in favor of following their gut. Defendants went so far as to create and sell merchandise to promote these claims. On July 8th, 2024, defendants posted a photo on X of Owens in a t-shirt showcasing a fake Time magazine Man of the Year cover featuring Mrs. Macron. The shirt sold out. You guys, if I made a shirt that said Time Magazine Man of the Year and it was fucking Jennings, would you guys purchase it? Ashley Jennings, would you purchase it? Be honest. Be honest. Would you purchase it? Chanting, take off the wig. Oh, jeez. Bill Thompson, Time Woman of the Year. Maybe if it was a Santa Claus picture with Jennings. The shirt sold out. There she is. Look at her go. That was like 832,000. Owens went so far as to claim the 2024 Olympic opening ceremony, a tribute to Greek mythology, was designed to honor Bridget. That's great. Oh, I know. That was so controversial. I get it. Because she is transgender. Did she really say it? I mean, is some of that joking, though? That's got to be a joke, though. Is it like, haha, funny? I'm laughing so hard I don't want to wake up the neighbors. This is hilarious to me, though. But, like, is it... The 2024 Olympic opening was sickening. People have... But I'm saying, was she just joking, though, when she's saying it? It's like... Time and the shirt sold out. I'm sorry, 832,000 people. Oh, no wonder the shirt sold out. This claim is not only absurd but self-defeating. Owens also insists that Miss Macron's biological sex is a state secret. Making such a tribute impossible even by her own logic. That is not joking. She has a base, a fan base. You would not ride that into battle. She's just mad because she didn't get one of them. These comments are killing me. She the goat, man. That's funny. Okay. You think she's going to take this to trial? You think there's going to be some settlements here? What do we think? I think she's taking it all the way. You really need to do your background research on this, Lana. I'm good, man. I want to sit here as a juror. She then escalated her rhetoric, falsely alleging that the Macrons are part of a quote-unquote a very small group of elite what who routinely practice what and what. I don't want to say it because they're going to be like, we're going to cut this out. And worship. This is yet another baseless, inherently implausible claim contradicted by public evidence and common sense. She wants DNA. Is that what she said? She wants DNA? Oh my God, yeah. Why doesn't she just give her DNA? It will show that doesn't have the Y in it, right? There we go. We need cameras to be allowed in federal court so we can watch. Is it federal? No, it's in the Superior Court of the state of Delaware. We should be good. Is it? No, is it? This is not a federal case. We should be good. What was I saying? What did somebody else put up there? Oh, so here, DNA. Yeah, why don't we just do DNA? Can't we just do that? France is laughing with us. No, I don't understand. Well, that's a great idea. Like, hello, why can't we just do DNA? Yeah, it's a civil case. We're good. So can we just get, this is where the party is. I know, who the hell's up this late, this early? I don't know. Those footnotes, Lana, wow. Yeah, they're insane. I'm just putting my little comments all over the place. Lana, please get Candace on your show about you bring Candace gonna come on my show. Come on, man. I'll hit her up. Candace. Lana here. Girl, what the fuck's going on? Clicks and views. Get Candace on your channel. Yep, France has been talking about it for years. But I don't understand. Why don't they just, hey, give up your DNA? That's, that chromosome don't lie, baby, right? Okay, let's see. What else do we got here? Jones is one of the most unreliable sources imaginable. Owen stated that Bridget was born Jean Michael. He lived as a man for about 30 years before transitioning to Bridget. While he lived as a man, he fathered 3 children. Again, Owen said, Christ is king. You like my dick, bitch. Oh, shit. Yet again, aligning with the most controversial figures, defendants brought on Andrew Tate, a self-proclaimed... What? Owens proved that no amount of credible evidence would convince her to abandon her preconceived narrative when she platformed Tate's claim that the French election was rigged like the 2020 U.S. election. Oh. Owens went further, claiming that the Macrons are quote-unquote being blackmailed and they are being selected for these positions. She dismissed all critics by saying the Matrix is targeting her for exposing the supposed homosexuality while taking place in the world. And I do know that that's going on right there. On August 30th, 2024, Owens interviewed Xavier Poussard, the publisher. And Poussard became Owens's primary source, quite possibly her only source for her future reporting. In the interview, Owens and Poussard agreed that the Macrons are perpetrating fraud regarding Mrs. Macron's identity and President Macron's political independence and integrity. They further claimed that Miss Macron's nephew resembles President Macron and feared that the Macron's relationship was incestuous. Poussard directly accused Mrs. Macron of abuse of a minor, impersonation, and identity theft. Owens endorsed, adopted, and expanded on these claims, linking them to her broader conspiracy theory involving an extensive network of... My God! You guys, I can't cover this. This is crazy. This is insanity, right? I'm over here. I've already marked it all up. I've already read it. Okay. And now I'm just regurgitating it and just like spreading this. I'm interested in going to France, but would love to see Spain. She was his tutor, not his girlfriend. The brother is alive. Oh, man. Bridget has a higher testosterone count than Andrew. Oh, fuck. I don't know. Every time Owens faced consequences for repeating these outrageous allegations, she refused to take responsibility and instead cast herself as the victim and blamed others. For example, on September 11, 2024, defendants embedded the August 30 episode in X post claiming that YouTube removed the video for exposing the media's complicity in the covering up of, when the truth is that Owens did not abide by YouTube's content moderation policies, which are designed to guard against misinformation and hate speech. It's for those bullying videos. The Macrons flatly debunked the conspiracy in retraction demand to Owens, but she mocks their response, ignores the facts, and double downs with even more reckless shit. They say 73. The Macrons, through their counsel, sent a detailed retraction demand. That's kind of like what I got back in the day. This letter was via email on December 3rd, 2024. The December retraction demand explained the falsity of Owens' defamatory statements and included an abundance of evidence that Mrs. Macron was born a woman named Bridget, that she was not a blood relative of President Macron, and that the Macrons were not being controlled or blackmailed by any group of people. Owens did not respond to the December 3rd email. Owens then repeatedly ignored multiple additional attempts by the Macrons to engage. The Macrons sent a follow-up email on December 18th, 2024, which went unanswered. On January 8th, 2025, the Macrons contacted Owens' former legal counsel to facilitate communication but received no response. Next, the Macrons attempted to personally serve the December retraction demand on January 9th, 2025, but were first ignored, then blocked by Owens' counsel, who ultimately agreed to accept service by email. The December retraction demand explicitly denied each of Owens' claims and presented evidence that conclusively disproved them. The December retraction demand reminded Owens that the very Daily Mail article she cited as support for her conspiracies told readers that the Courier, Pickard, a daily newspaper in wherever, that's Macron's hometown, included Mrs. Macron's birth announcement. The birth announcement states that Bridget was born on April 13th, 1953, and that her siblings, she lists them, have great joy in announcing the arrival of their little sister. Defendants knew this information, but Owens omitted it from her series precisely because it contradicted the preconceived narrative she intended to tell. This omission was deliberate and is evidence of actual malice. Birth announcement was fake. We all will be Monday. This is crazy slander case like the lady in the Idaho case that said the female professor and Kaylee were in love. This story was broke by Candace. It was a French reporter. This story was broke by Candace. Yeah. Dude, I could make one of those easy. Why? Okay, so has anybody ever asked her, like, hey, just toss the DNA up? You know? Let me ask, did Candace ever, like, put that out there? Like, hey, just put your DNA out there? Let me see. We'll go searching together. Candace. Breaking news. The Macrons hired a detective to investigate me. What? Shut the fuck up. Can Bridget Macron be forced to take a DNA test in the United States lawsuit? Huh. Let's see.
Could I have imagined that it had the potential to end the Fifth French Republic? Honestly, never could have imagined it. But I think, you guys, we broke France. I mean, given the extraordinary admission from the first couple this morning that Brigitte and Emmanuel have moved to hire a former United States federal prosecutor to investigate me. Yeah, that is crazy. They hired him, by the way, before they sued me. They hired him and his firm. I got to tell you all about that because I'm shook. I'm shaken. I mean, do you think that they've had people going through my trash? I don't know. Meanwhile, over in Latvia, no one's ever said that right. Meanwhile, over in Latvia, there's another crazy scandal going on. People believing that the prime minister used to be a porn star. What is happening, you guys? Let's jump right back in. Welcome back to Candace.
Let's go.
You know, some of you guys might be here for the wrong reason because last night on Instagram, I was lamenting the fact that my postpartum hair loss began. Oh, ladies, I know you can relate when your hair just sheds the fourth month. It's after you give birth and it's terrible. But look, this is my style right now. This is going to be my style for like, you know, the next 8 weeks. So just get used to it. This is me because you can't see it. You can't see it. So that's what's happening.
Oopsies.
Happening here. If you came here to look at my hair loss, you're never going to see it. I found a style that works. Anyway, you guys, the morning that I had was crazy, as all mornings over here are crazy because I don't know, I'm not allowed to just have peace. I received an email, well, rather, I should say Mitchell received an email from the Financial Times this morning. You know, they were the plan to report on some of the investigators' findings, which include that in late 2023, Xavier Poussard, the former editor-in-chief of Faits et Documents, spread the claims that Ms. Macron was born male. Candace has connections with French far-right politician Marianne Maréchal, the niece of French far-right leader Marine Le Pen. And Candace was the headline speaker at the 2019 Convention de la Droite, which means like to the right conference in Paris, organized by far-right and nationalist organizations that are close to Ms. Maréchal. So just to right away comment on that, it's still so crazy to me. I speak everywhere. I mean, I've done hundreds and hundreds of events. I've spoken in Hungary. I've spoken in the UK. That's how I met my husband, speaking in the UK. And they are now saying that their proof is that they realized I spoke in Paris one time and that the niece of Marine Le Pen also spoke at that event. So that's evidence of something, obviously. People in politics speaking together. What's next? CPAC? She spoke at CPAC. Yeah, it reads, following FTX's high-profile bankruptcy, Dan and his team were engaged by the company's new CEO to lead the global investigative efforts to help recover FTX's assets for credit.
Cars in a Costco parking lot and struck 2 moving cars near Walmart.
I want to do it because it's fun. It's fun to do bad things.
Cars in a Costco parking lot and struck 2 moving cars near Walmart.
I want to do it because it's fun. It's fun to do bad things. Drive into a car.
But did you know that you could perhaps kill somebody?
Yes, but I wanted to do hood rat stuff with my friend.
It's right there at the end, Brigitte. Right there. It is a very clear and convincing reason why I got involved in this case. It's fun to do bad things, right? And when you said nobody could talk about this and you started going after journalists, I was like, I don't know. It's fun to do bad things. I kind of want to do hood rat stuff with my friends in the basement.
Yes. I want to do hood rat shit.
That's what we're doing here. We are doing hood rat stuff with our friends in the basement. And you can put me under oath. I will testify. No one else was involved but this icon, Harriet Milton, who told us this was okay. They made this okay in America. Just let bad take over you and to do the bad stuff. So that's what happens here. And I hope that clarifies things and that you can spend less money.
This is insane. That's why she keeps going. Oh, fuck, shit. I don't even...
To get to the bottom of this. I just want to help you with that. Lastly, I would like to let you guys know that the FT, obviously, because this is what the media does, they are just so terrible. And I used to like the FT. I want to be clear, but they're so obviously partaking in this farce. Perhaps they have connections with her PR team. She's also got a PR team, Brigitte. But the journalist, Candace, clearly has been working on the story for at least a week, right? And she comes at us this morning and she gives us hours to respond. She's got a deadline. She's got to publish by 12. She's got to publish by noon is what Kate Wiggins told us. We meet this impossible deadline and we give her a full statement. And I say, I want to make sure that you guys publish my statement in its entirety. And she didn't. She didn't publish it. She only published part of it because the goal here was to hit Candace Owens with this smear. Okay, the shirts are there. Free Emmanuel. I'm not kidding. The estimate is millions of dollars. And I am going all the way. We have to go all the way. This is insane. And now that we know what is motivating this is sheer paranoia.
Oh, man.
We realize that Emmanuel is just doing whatever Brigitte says. He had to do this because, well, we saw Brigitte beat him. You know? Brigitte was probably like, it's like fucking Brigitte, go after Candace and the Americans. You know it's real. The shadows on the wall are real. We got to free Emmanuel. I'm here for you, Emmanuel. If you're allowed to get away in the corner, and you're hiding. Maybe you're just get a second away from Brigitte on your phone, and you're watching this series. We're gonna save you. We're gonna save you. All right, you guys, I want to tell you one more thing about this story because I did not appreciate this. I went back and I've been rereading Becoming Brigitte because obviously I'm being sued by them and I want to make sure that I'm under.
Does she really talk this fast or do you think that they have it probably just a notch up?
Understanding their lawsuit arguments and weighing it against Xavier Poussard's reporting. And this was one element that I missed. And speaking to Xavier about this lawsuit, he was saying to me, what's crazy is that they are producing as evidence in the lawsuit photos that we know are fake. And he kept referring to the original photo that Daily Mail that got me interested in this, the 1953 Amiens family photo of the Trognose. And he's like, we know this is a fake photo. And I guess I kind of missed this somehow or didn't fully appreciate the second part of why he was saying this. I understood first was that when this photo was appearing in the media as proof that Brigitte Macron really did exist, and they were alleging that Brigitte, and you can pull this photo up, was the little girl in the lap who I don't think Brigitte looks anything like. and not the person on the left who looks just like Brigitte, I knew that they had removed, you see that lamp?
Look at Brigitte on the left. So this is not Brigitte here. This I feel like she's saying prosciutto, but this is Brigitte here, and this is actually Brigitte over here.
Lamp behind Jean-Michel Trogneau. That lamp is sometimes there and it's sometimes not. And we don't know why that is. And in the lawsuit version, do they have the lamp or they don't have a lamp? They don't have a lamp. So there's actually a lamp in that photo in the lawsuit, embedded in my lawsuit. They don't have a lamp. So I knew it was touched there. But
I think this is some sick ass detective. Brigitte, it says circle here. Brigitte, that is not you. Brigitte, you over here to the left, where the lamp is hidden, and now it's back.
I didn't appreciate the bigger part of this, which is Teethgate. So Xavier Poussard,
Teethgate,
like who exhausted years researching this, finally got his hands on school pictures of Jean-Michel Trogneau. Okay. The little boy on the left that they didn't want to acknowledge. And they actually removed the lamp from the photo because they didn't want to draw attention seemingly to Jean-Michel Trogneau, which is where your eye looks at. You're like, wait, that looks like Brigitte, not the little kid in the lap. Let's remove the lamp. So their attention is not drawn to that. Well, Jean-Michel Trogneau, if you see that photo, look at this. He's got perfect teeth. And the reason why they gave him these perfect teeth was to make, he's got perfect teeth. But when we get the actual photos from his schooling, the 3 years, which cover 1952, 1953, and 1954 that Xavier was able to get his hands on, Jean-Michel Trogneau doesn't have perfect teeth. His teeth are retouched there, okay? These are the school photos. Jean-Michel Trogneau is in the front there. Here's another school photo. Jean-Michel Trogneau is on the far right here. He doesn't have his mouth open. And then in this photo, which is right there in the front on the left side, sorry guys, we should have maybe circled him.
Right there. Right there.
But not the boys that are squatting down. You can see because it looks just like Brigitte. He is the second boy in the row of the
Brigitte, you are a slut. Okay. Right here, Brigitte. Oh man. You can usually tell a lot by someone's kneecaps. Let's see. I'm a kneecap person. Let me see your kneecaps. Brigitte.
kids that are sitting on the chair here. And when you get up close, you can see in the two photos that Jean-Michel Trogneau is like missing his front teeth. They're like crooked. It's like almost like, I don't know, like, I don't know how to describe it. It's like,
yeah, but those are like your baby teeth still. Like you're still like, your teeth are being, like they're falling out. So like those aren't like your, right?
part of his teeth just kind of fell out. And there's also a fourth photo, I think, right? Or was it just those three? Yeah, another photo of Jean-Michel Trogneau, school days. And so he had this and obviously got really close up to the mouth and determined that they had retouched that image to give Jean-Michel Trogneau perfect teeth. Look at this. This is incredible. From the taken from the Becoming Brigitte book. Did you get that photo that I sent you that shows that the reason that they did that is because actually when Brigitte Macron goes off to La Providence School, she has the same teeth as Jean-Michel Trogneau. Like Brigitte Macron got her teeth fixed so that it looks like super straight now, but actually her teeth are completely missing when she's the teacher at La Providence School, which makes her look even more like Jean-Michel Trogneau. I had totally missed this, and it's incredible to see that. Skylar, let me know if you're able to pull that photo. I texted you. I don't know if you have it, of the three parts of the book that show that she looks so much like the real Jean-Michel Trogneau, which is not in the retouched photo. And so it's really incredible to see this, that they have been working on this for such a long time that they knew they would have to go back and edit that initial Amiens photo to try to, yeah, here it is. So that's the close-up right there on the left of Jean-Michel Trogneau at school. And then you see on the right, that's the real photo of Brigitte Macron at school. on that left-hand side, the second photo there. And the teeth are so similar. So when Brigitte became there was an article.
So like, These teeth look like these teeth. You get what I'm saying? Like this. I can't fucking get into this.
That was covering how she got her teeth done.
There's no way.
And the reason why she got her teeth done is because she doesn't want to look like herself. And herself is Jean-Michel Trogneau, obviously. Anyways, it's incredible to see that teeth
put a
gate.
dick
By
in
the way,
that
speaking
gap.
of teeth gate, somebody emailed me and I was like seized by this. And to really show you how committed we are not to conspiracies, despite their argument, there's a scandal going on with the Latvian prime minister. They are alleging that the Latvian prime minister was a porn star. Okay. The side-by-side photos are incredible. I will say that. Let's look at this photo real quick. That's the left is the porn star. At the right is the prime minister of Latvia. Her name is Avika Selina. Okay. And this has been a massive scandal and the public feels like they're being gaslit. And I looked at the photo and I was like, that is definitely her. But then I used the software that Xavier Poussard introduced me to, the World Economic Forum's Face++ software that he used to show that Brigitte Macron and Jean-Michel Trogneau. It's a really good software. And the more that I use it, the more familiar I am with how it works. And I was like, okay, if she's actually that porn star, she should be in the 80%, 90 percentile, because there's not a long time between these two photos, meaning that she's an adult. And you can see that this prime minister has not had a lot of work done. Brigitte has had so much work done, and still the software is like, you are Jean-Michel Trogneau. Despite all of this feminization surgery, teeth done, it's like, you are this kid. I don't know how they created the software, but the Chinese people, they knew what they were doing with this. I did this for the Latvian prime minister, and the highest I could get confidence was 68% in a near identical. That's not good, just so you guys know. That's not a good percentage. Like I said, she should be in the 80, 90 percentile. We even did a side-by-side. I think I did another side-by-side here, 64%.
That's bad.
And so Latvia, I can tell you, I don't know how this software works, but I've learned to trust it. And it's not giving us the results that this is actually her. And then we decided to do a teeth investigation. And because going to this Brigitte thing that we learned, we looked at a side-by-side of the teeth of the porn star and the prime minister, and the teeth are very different. That's you would not like the porn star, by the way, has nicer teeth.
Yep. The teeth are diff. Yep. Yeah, that's why dental records are so clutch. Yeah. That's why dental records are everything. Damn. This shit better go all the way to trial. That's all I gotta say. I don't think Candace is gonna take a deal. I mean, I don't think they're gonna settle. So,
and you would not get your teeth redone to make them like not nicer than the person to the right of you. You could just see the length of the teeth.
Arrested and held indefinitely without trial. So I can't imagine why anyone would call Israel an ethno-state built on the idea of Jewish supremacy. If I, as a non-Jew, could convert and then move over there and get hundreds of thousands of dollars, but a Palestinian who's been there for hundreds of years is locked up for fighting back. Locked up, shot in the head, bombed, starved, tortured. Yeah, I can't imagine where they come up with these crazy ideas.
Completely and utterly ridiculous, psychopathic, ethnocentric. When she says it in that regard of like, hey, if I did this today, here's what would happen, you really appreciate the absurdity of what is happening and what has been happening for a very long time. And it's partially because we've all been miseducated. That's the reality. And this user on Instagram does a pretty good job of, I think, alerting the world to how ridiculous the circumstances are in Israel altogether. Take a listen to this user. I'm going to have to pull up their name after the fact.
she's like, I don't know.
Jeannie. I'm going to find the handle after the fact. My life is filled with so much love. My children are happy. I am blessed. And if you commit yourself to the truth, I don't see how you can lose. And outside of just full corruption, and then we've got way bigger fish to fry.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Mary Garcia. No, Gillian actually first. Jillian writes, I hate homophobia, but I hate pedophilia more. I feel you on that. I feel you on hating pedophilia the mostest, right? Mary Garcia writes, I hate child abusers. Brigitte abused a child. You're going to like our filing when we respond back to them with the actual facts of the case, not the ridiculous facts that they tried to assert. Fact, Emmanuel Macron is very good looking. Like, do you know what a fact is? That isn't a fact. Emmanuel Macron is a dynamic leader. You can't say that you can't just use adjectives. Okay, that's not a fact. We are going to
Exactly. You know what, Candace? You damn right. I'm going to tell you, you are right. You want to know why I know you're right? Let me tell you why. Back in 2021, let me tell you. Okay. Dear Lana Oriani, this law firm represents the above listed client in this matter. And in April of 2021, in a comment to my client on your channel, you stated as follows, in quotes, like I said, you came over here sniffing my panties, end quote, after saying in a video that you used the word panties in sexual terms towards my client to trigger flashbacks from her childhood sexual abuse. You began overtly using the word panties to trigger her. In videos on your channel, you then were searching for songs with the word panties in their lyrics. And then you said, let me fill you up, in quotes. What? And asked for her address and birthday so you could send a vibrator. What the fuck? Let me fill you up. You want a vibrator, girl? What's your address? Let me fill you up. You want a vibrator? What's your address? It's not saying it ain't so. Oh, damn. Oh my God. There's more. This broad had the audacity to then say, in August of 2021, you falsely claimed in 2 or 3 videos that you and her were engaged to be married. And you promoted a bachelorette weekend in Florida with hookers in which you collected funds with your Cash App. In other videos, you've spoken my client's full government name. And you mischaracterized her relationship with her family. And then you falsely claimed that she murdered her jobs. On August 3rd, 2021, you aired a 2015 podcast interview about my client's mental illness and childhood sexual abuse and stopped the audio to make cruel, disparaging, or defamatory remarks about her role in the abuse. No, I said, why is she laughing about her fucking sexual abuse and doing a mental health podcast where then she's talking about how she was accused of murder? For your information, this incident was the most traumatic experience she's had on the web. Do you think I give a fuck? No. She lost. And she's a fucking liar. Anyways, can you fucking believe that shit? I mean, what a psychopathic lunatic. I feel you, Candace. Cut a hoe off. before she gets stage 5. Oh God, I can't even believe that. Candace is like,
And respond with facts. Nuon Walters writes, Candace might undo the curse that France did to the US. Listen, the French Revolution was very much a sexual revolution. And so it's unsurprising that a lot of
all right, we're gonna go on that note. Thank you guys so much for joining. I couldn't sleep, so I was like, you know what? I feel like talking about Candace. We've introduced, the channel has introduced Candace's lawsuit. Candace says, this was 6 days ago, by the way. Candace says that she is, they're responding back to this lawsuit. It was filed July 23rd, and it's the Candace Owens lawsuit here. It's nothing like my other stuff. Join me back. I might have to go at 11 o'clock now instead of 10. I'm going to be breaking down the rest of the Idaho, the Idaho State Police reports, and shit gets wild. Shit gets wild. So, thank you guys. I'm laughing my panties off. T-shirt and my panties. Linda Walling, thank you so much. Linda, thank you so much. Linda, thank you so much. Love it, Linda. Look at here, Linda. Donna, thank you. You guys rock. Thanks, Kate. Thanks, Sarah. Heather, everybody. I'm just touching on everybody. Oh, people will be so mad if you change the time again. I think I have it listed at 10 a.m. This was so fun. Corn Pope, welcome. What a name. What's that from? You just picked your favorite vegetable with your favorite, what is it? Christ term? Catholic term? It's 6 a.m. It is. It's your channel. Change whatever you want. All right, guys. See you soon. This was a fun surprise this morning. I know, right? Yeah, my sleep's been off. People on the West Coast, it's like 4 a.m. for you guys. How about you people? Oh, see, the UK is loving it, though. Sleep? What's that? I know, right? Second time this week I've heard the term panty sniffing. Oh, there you go. Nice. Gotcha. Okay, cool. Dig it. Dig it. Dig it. Dig it. Dig it. Dig it. All right. So you guys like Candace then? You guys want some more Candace? Let me know in the comment section if you, hey, yeah, cover some Candace shit. We got to talk about Donna Adelson. We got to talk about Shanna Gardner. We got to talk about Delphi. We got to talk about a lot. So, okay, cool. Let me know in the comment section of the video. Thank you so much. Peace out.